crap. You shouldn't have gone to that restaurant. They're known for slow service there.
Well, look at all of this traffic.
Now, this client has changed contract 3 times already.
What time's that meeting?
Ooh, about 10 minutes.
Oh, God, we're really gonna be late.
The weather is so great this time.
Yeah, those poor guys up north, it's blizzarding. It's really nasty.
I don't feel sorry for them at all.
Oh.
Is everybody okay?
Oh, God, look at it now.
My shoulder.
Are you okay?
I think so. No, I don't know. Oh.
Boy. Look at this now. What are we gonna do?
Are you all right?
Guys, okay?
No, I don't know.
Now what do I do?
What do you do? We will answer these questions and more on Hidden Damage. Car crashes happen every day. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports that 117 people die each day from a car crash. That's 1 death every 12 minutes. And over 2.5 million people are injured every year. This is a massive epidemic in our community. And yet, despite the problem, most people don't know what to do if they are injured in a car crash. Knowing what to do after a crash can save you headaches, time, and money. Hidden Damage will show us what we need to know to protect ourselves. We've interviewed the top experts in their fields who will tell us key facts to help us avoid making mistakes that could really hurt us more than the crash itself. Stay tuned and learn about hidden damages.
Mom, Bobby keeps hitting me.
Are you okay?
What happened?
Some jerk just ran into the back of us.
Are we gonna call the police?
What do we do now?
First thing you should do is check yourself for injuries and the occupants in your vehicle and the other vehicle. Upon doing that, make sure that the vehicles, if they are drivable, can be moved off the road. Then dial 911 if emergency help is needed, or make contact with your local police department to get a law enforcement officer at the traffic crash scene.
What if you think you're injured?
If you're injured, don't take a chance. Dial 911. You never know what's wrong. Have some professionals look at you to check you out, to be on the safe side. The adrenaline is flowing. You might feel like you're okay, but get checked out.
Should we go to the hospital? What should we do?
Let's ask an emergency room doctor who has treated thousands of car crash victims. Dr. Soar, what is your advice for anyone in a car crash?
As an emergency physician, my advice for anyone involved in a car crash is that you seek care immediately. Oftentimes, with the excitement and the adrenaline surge that occurs during a crash, you may not feel hurt, but you could be. So my advice would be to go to an emergency department right after the crash and let a trained professional evaluate you. Let them see if you have any serious injuries.
Mommy, I don't want to go to the hospital.
Nothing's broken. No one is bleeding. If we go to the hospital, won't they just tell us to go to our family doctor?
Many people involved in a car crash go to the emergency department and are told their x-rays are normal. Just because we may tell you there are no broken bones, it does not mean that you're not injured. Normal x-rays can only tell us 3 things. First, they tell us that you don't have a broken bone that we can see. Second, they tell us that you don't have a gross dislocation of a joint. And third, they tell us that you don't have a tumor. If you had any of these 3 things, you'd be referred to an appropriate specialist right away. But again, just because they tell you that the x-rays are normal, it does not mean that you're not injured.
X-rays don't hurt, and then we can go home.
What happens after the emergency department visit?
If you're not admitted to the hospital, you will probably be told to go home, take it easy, and avoid any strenuous activities, and follow up with another doctor for a more in-depth examination and treatment.
Do we have to go see crabby old Dr. Wiley?
What kind of doctor should we see next? Our family doctor?
Your family doctor may be appropriate for follow-up care, but for the majority of people, or at least for my family members, I would recommend that they follow up with a doctor who specializes in the treatment of injuries that can occur in a motor vehicle crash. A specialist has the training to diagnose and treat these injuries far beyond what we can do in the emergency department and better than most primary care doctors. So for the best care, find a specialist.
Bobby, get back in here.
Look, Mom, the van's not even wrecked. Can we just go home now?
I guess if the car's not wrecked. We probably are okay, right?
That is absolutely not true. People can have very significant injuries even if there's no damage to the car. If that were true, then all we'd have to do is look at a picture of the car, not see the patient, and as we all know, that's ridiculous. There is no way to tell how serious a person's injuries are from a picture of the car.
If you've just been in an accident, call 911. Then call me, Matt Powell, at 813-222-2222. When people sustain serious injuries due to the fault of another, it can be devastating. People often wonder who's going to pay their medical bills and how will they support their families during the time they're recovering. They often ask me, what's my case worth? How long will it take? Should I do anything right now to protect my rights? If you have suffered a serious injury due to the negligence of another, don't be victimized twice. You will be up against the insurance industry, big business, and all of their resources. You are not on an even playing field. You need someone on your side to help you obtain the fair and reasonable compensation that you deserve. You need a board-certified Tampa personal injury trial lawyer with experience and success in representing injured people. Don't take a chance. Call my office and get the answers to your questions now.
You feeling any better today?
Not really. You?
It's been 3 days since the crash and it just seems to get worse.
Better call Doc Jones and make an appointment.
Someone at the hospital said that we should call a specialist.
But wouldn't my regular doctor be just as good?
To help us answer that question, let's ask Dr. David Kalin, who is a specialist in treating car crash victims, who is certified in rating disabilities caused by car crashes. Dr. Kalin, why see a specialist?
A specialist is more up to date in the latest diagnostic techniques, writes a more comprehensive medical report documenting your injury, and overall is able to treat you most efficiently and effectively.
Rosemary said my neck pain was probably just a soft tissue injury and not to worry.
This from her vast medical knowledge gathered from watching General Hospital.
Tell me it's no big deal.
These soft tissue injuries are a big deal. They generally lead to ongoing feelings of tightness and pain and affect your activities of daily living. They cause an individual to feel as if he's aging more quickly than he should be.
The body shop left a message that the scrapes on the bumper cleaned right off. It's like we weren't even run into.
Then how can we be so messed up?
There is no correlation between property damage and your injury. You can be severely injured in even an accident going less than 5 miles an hour.
So what kind of doctor are we going to see?
Why do I have to make these decisions? Why not just go to our HMO doctors?
They may not have the experience or time to treat your injury in the way that it needs to be treated. They may not document it completely, and they may not have the incentive to order the types of tests which are useful in documenting the type of injury you have sustained.
And honey, what about the time you fell at work and hurt your back?
So what if I'd been hurt before?
You should absolutely tell your doctor about any types of injuries you've had prior to this accident. Pre-existing injuries either lead to an increased risk of more injury or a more severe injury when you've had this particular accident.
Do you still have those medical records?
I don't know. Why are they so important?
Medical records are extremely important. Having full documentation and evidence proving what your injury is, how you're reacting from it, and whether you have any permanent injury is absolutely important. All the insurance company or an attorney or the government will have in reviewing your case will be your medical records.
Do you remember Margaret's neck problem?
Do I have to?
Yes. What was that thing they used to finally find out her problem?
A standing up MR something.
MRI. What exactly is an MRI?
Dr. Manuel Rose, who is a board-certified radiologist who has helped pioneer research in MRIs, has agreed to help us understand MRI. Dr. Rose, what is an MRI?
An MRI is magnetic resonance imaging, and it's a tool and a machine and a series of computers that allows us to visualize the anatomy of the human body and the soft tissues in exquisite anatomic detail.
And I suppose you glow when you get out.
An MRI is a magnet, so it's not dangerous. It really can be used to image pregnant women, fetuses, as opposed to ionizing radiation such as X-rays. So to this date, there are no known side effects or problems or adverse effects that can occur from having an MRI.
Why is standing up better?
Many MRIs are different. You have high field MRIs where enclosed magnet, or you have upright MRIs. Upright MRI is clearly the best magnet to look at spinal injuries because our anatomy changes from lying down to sitting to walking to standing, and it's better to look at the spine in the upright posture because herniations are often present in the upright posture that might not be present in the lying down posture, and that's why patients often will feel better lying down compared with the upright walking or seated or standing postures.
So, will one of these exams really help find the source of our pain?
MRI is the best way to look for spinal injury because it allows you exquisite detail in anatomy of the cord. It can allow you to look at herniated discs. It can allow you to look at compression and impingement of nerve roots that sometimes will translate into symptoms in a patient. And if a patient has symptoms in a particular area, you can focus the MRI at that area and see if it's pinching on a nerve, thus causing symptoms.
If you've just been in an accident, call 911. Then call me, Matt Powell, at 813-222-2222. When people sustain serious injuries due to the fault of another, it can be devastating. People often wonder who's going to pay their medical bills and how will they support their families during the time they're recovering. They often ask me, what's my case worth? How long will it take? Should I do anything right now to protect my rights? If you have suffered a serious injury due to the negligence of another, don't be victimized twice. You will be up against the insurance industry, big business, and all of their resources. You are not on an even playing field. You need someone on your side to help you obtain the fair and reasonable compensation that you deserve. You need a board-certified Tampa personal injury trial lawyer with experience and success in representing injured people. Don't take a chance. Call my office and get the answers to your questions now.